Sussex Sharks made it 2 wins in a row in the NatWest T20 Blast as they defeated Somerset by 5 runs in Taunton, the home side beginning their campaign with a loss. Sussex won the toss and batted on what looked like a good surface, one which wasn't used to remove Chris Nash, who to the third ball of the match missed a full toss from Alphonso Thomas and was legged before with 4 runs on the board. That gave Mahela Jayawardena a chance to shine early, and shine he did, hitting a couple of early 4s, while Luke Wright pulled Jamie Overton over mid-wicket for the first 6 of the night. It looked as if Overton had exacted his revenge next ball as Wright tried to repeat the dose but mishit, high over mid-off, only for Thomas to grasp the chance. The third over of the game cost 18 runs. More boundaries, including this fierce drive from Wright in the final over of the power play, took the visitors to a score of 62 for 1, with both batsmen looking good. They didn't need gifts such as this one from Abdurrahman, a low full toss with his first delivery of the night, which was deposited over the rope by Jayawardena, who could hit balls like that into the distance in his sleep. A wicket was needed for the home side, and Jim Allenby supplied it in the 8th over. Jayawardena with a thick edge off a drive which stayed in the air long enough for Tom Cooper to scoop up just inside the circle at short third man. Jayawardena was out for 36 at 75 for 2, and that slowed things down. The Sharks getting to a total of 86 for 2 at the halfway point of their innings. Wright hit Raymond into the car park to get the innings moving again. 19 came off the spinners over, with the Sussex opener clearing the rope again at the end of it. Wright was a man Somerset needed out. And Overton did just that in the 13th over. Gregory looked as if he had too much to do coming in off the cover boundary, but a brilliant take sent Wright on his way for a 35 ball 49. The ball was favourite for some time until Gregory pounced. And if that catch was brilliant, then take a look at this one from Allenby. The good crowd was momentarily shocked until the former Glamorgan player threw up the ball in celebration. Craig Kachopa had made 16 and Overton was on a hat-trick. The total now on 110 for 4. Chris Jordan, returning from Lords, survived that, but the Sharks now needed to start again with 2 brand new batsmen at the crease. Harry Finch played possibly the shot of the night to send this ball from Overton over the rope, to take the total to 128 for 4 with 30 balls of the innings remaining. Max Waller delivered 4 wicketless overs, but ones which cost only 20 runs, and that left the batsman to go hell for leather. But the boundaries dried up. This from Jordan, just a second, in the space of 17 deliveries. A wonderfully timed straight hit by Jordan off Thomas to start the penultimate over had the Sharks back on song again. It was the 7th 6 of the innings, the England man striking the ball very hard at the death. Sussex were helped by 4 overthrows at the start of the final over, and that got Tanvir's dander up. His next ball having a bit more pace to bowl Jordan for a 37, which came off 23 balls. The need for more runs saw Finch run out coming back for a second off the very last ball, which was never really on. Waller with the throw, which meant that the Sharks had to settle for a final total of 175 for 6 from their 20 overs. Tanvir with figures of 1 for 29 on debut. Somerset made a very bright start to their reply. Marcus Trescothick taking 13 off Jordan's opening over, and the all-rounder second was also expensive. Allenby pulling the second ball for the first 6 of the reply. The introduction of T-Mal Mills in the 4th over brought an end to an opening partnership of 33. Trescothick scooping his shot to right at mid-off to go for 17. Allenby then went after Ollie Robinson, striking 3 fours off and over, which cost 14. Somerset reaching their 50 at the start of the 6th over, just 1 ball later than Sussex had brought up theirs. So the score read 54 for 1 at the end of the power play, and Somerset needed to get a wriggle on, something Peter Trigo did with this huge shot off Michael Yardy. Will Beer has become something of a T20 specialist, but Trigo went after him immediately. The leg spinner's first 2 balls being struck for 4 as the home side picked up the run rate. Trigo at his powerful best. Until Yardy dropped a ball in short, one that asked to be hit only for Trigo to hit it straight to Jordan at deep mid-wicket to go for 26 at 78 for 2 in the 9th over. Game on. Even more so when, in the same over, James Hildreth edged to cut off Yardy behind to give standing keeper Kachopa a smart catch standing up. Somerset reached a halfway point of their innings on 83 for 3, another 93 needed of the last 10. The Sharks started to move ahead as Beer had Cooper, LBW on the reverse sweep, the two visiting spinners, as they so often do, providing the squeeze in the middle overs. Yardy and Beer have become masters of that in recent times. Beer struck for the second time in the same over as the home side continued to collapse, Tanvir skying a simple enough catch to Stefan Pilot. In 6 overs of the slow stuff at this stage, Yardy and Beer had taken 4 for 34 between them, with identical figures at this stage. Yardy was to finish with 2 for 23 from his 4. Beer went one better with his third wicket, clinging on to a very firm drive from Gregory. Somerset slipping from 78 for 1 to 96 for 6 in the space of 5 overs. They were slipping out of this contest. Beer ended with 3 for 23 to start for his side for the third match in succession. Somerset did still have Allenby in, however, and he became the only man to score a 50 here, one that occupied 39 balls, an innings containing 6 fours and 1 6. But those wickets at the other end meant that the former Glamorgan all-rounder, who loves this competition, had it all to do from here to get his side even close. With pace back on, he saw his chance, going after Robinson with a second maximum, which lifted up the atmosphere, which had flattened somewhat after the wickets in those middle overs. 61 were left to get off the last 5 overs and then 56 off the last 4. Rahman had not given up, even if the task was looking to be beyond his side. This towering 6 kept Somerset and their supporters interested. Jordan was becoming expensive, Allenby striking his third maximum in the same over, one which went for 16 runs and left the target of 40 off the remaining 18 balls. Allenby was still going strong, and with him still in, perhaps this game wasn't over after all. The equation was reduced to 31 off the last 2 overs and 24 off the final one, which Somerset would have to go into without Rahman, who edged a full toss to Nash. He was out for 24 at 152 for 7. Allenby tried his very best in the last over, but needing to keep hold of the strike for as many balls as possible, he was run out by half a pitch, coming back for a second, which was never on. He went for 79, and with him the game. Sussex taking it by 5 runs after Waller top-edged the penultimate ball for 6. 6 were required off the last ball to tie, but Waller could only get a single as the Sharks celebrated back-to-back wins after starting their campaign with a loss to Kent last week. Next up for them is a home game next Friday against Middlesex, while Somerset travel on the same night to Essex.